I am George Stevenson, the president of Monument Cemetery.
And I am Charlene Rogers, I'm vice president.
Well, the chapel's been here since 1920, and it was used in the early years, but over time it was stopped being used, and it kind of fell into disrepair. Windows needed to be replaced and fixed. The inside needed to be redone.
The walls were cracked, the floor was dirt. It was a mess.
Yeah, this building was used to store lawn equipment. In restoring the building, we had to start right from the top. The roof needed to be replaced, and that was done. The ceiling inside, the walls, like Charlene said, were cracked and needed to be repaired. But probably the biggest thing were the windows. The windows were in bad shape, and they needed to be repaired, restored. And there was a location down in Virginia that did the work for us. They came in, took each window out, boarded it up while it was being worked on, and brought them back, installed them to how they look now.
That was actually the most expensive part of this, to actually restore each window. We raised a lot of money through donations, created a charitable trust fund, and started raising money that way. And a lot of people gave donations. We allowed people, if you'll notice, some of the windows have little plaques next to them. People could actually choose a window and fund that window if they wanted to. I don't know that we've even considered it finished even now, because we keep doing more.
Mm-hmm.
The heating and air conditioning system has only been in the last year or so. We still have plans to repair some things. We keep finding new things to put in, but for the most part, I guess we finished the major work about 2017, because the windows weren't really done until after that.
Right.
And that was the big one. Well, once we started, one of the things we did is we put the place on the house tour so that people could see the building. And the building was a little bit of a talking point in town anyway. There were kids always rode their bikes through and said it was haunted. We started saying, wouldn't you like to see what's actually inside? Once we actually had a floor and a ceiling. We did that. And we had some nice donors that were really interested in seeing it done. And that was helpful too.
Oh, people love it. People are really happy with, being able to come out here and see it finished, especially when they come in and look at it, because a lot of the people around here have lived here their whole lives and have never seen it how it is now. So I think it's exciting for them to see it this way, and everybody so far has enjoyed it. It's been used for the house tour a few years. We have open houses throughout the year. We haven't this past year.
No. We've had a couple of funerals in here. We actually had a group of authors meet here and do book readings and signings. I guess it was a year ago. A year ago, and we had planned a 100-year anniversary party, but the pandemic has put all our plans on hold to actually use it too much this time. We actually also use it right now for our board meetings because we can sit pretty far apart. And we open it for anybody that requests it to see it. We're hoping that it will get a lot more use. We have more plans.
Well, the project drew me to it because of the history. I love the history and also the area. I mean, it's a family cemetery, and a lot of the people here are family members, so the history means something to all of the families, and that's why I was interested in it.
I would have to say the same. It just seemed like such a beautiful building to go to waste, and it could be such a little jewel if we continued. And I was also really interested that we actually restored the windows. We didn't replace them, so that the history stayed. And also, like George said, this is a small town. I've got more family out there than I have living. and it's important to me that the people that come here see something that comforts them, not something that upsets them. we're still looking, we're not going to use them, but if you look on the walls, you can see where we still have the old gas fixtures. A lot of the woodwork is still the same,
Yeah,
the
the
door's
woodwork.
the same. We tried to blend. We tried to be practical about it. And the outside looks pretty much as it did. But we tried to make it practical for use now too. Oh, and the pews. I forgot about the pews.
Yeah.
These are actually a gift from the Riverfront Historical Society. They were originally in a Methodist church in Delanco. Was it?
Delanco.
Delanco. And they were donated to the Historical Society, and we had them out at the chapel, Coopertown Chapel. But when we moved, we didn't have room for them in our museum. And they were in the middle of restoring this, and they're the right period. So we donated them. I'm saying we because I'm a member of both.